3, 2, 1. That's what. 3, 2, 1. That's okay. What we do, right?
No.
Do it
again.
Okay.
Right, hold on.
3, 2, 1.
One more
That's
time.
pretty good, right? No, I'm good. My hands are sore.
Fucking Eric, you're the announcer. You got hired.
True.
I listened to the episode yesterday.
I was looking for a hand signal, and I was lost. That's just guessing.
We just announced on Instagram that Eric got the gig as the new announcer, and then he fucking flubs it. All right, take it away, Eric.
Hey guys, welcome to kFace. This is episode 16. I hope everyone's having a really good time. And I'm going to turn it over to your hosts, Geoff Ramsey, Gavin Free, and Andrew Panton.
What's it about,
Faces? I didn't finish. Hey, Faces, what's going on today in your crazy world of collections, funny pranks, and wacky fart noises?
Don't put us in a box. We should talk about none of those things.
Hey, Andrew, I didn't put you there.
No comment.
Andrew, we have not been contacted by your legal representation.
No, I'm. Well, what do you mean? For what? I got a variety of lawsuits going on. Could you be more specific, Geoff? In what context?
I feel like I haven't heard the episode because we record these in a weird sequence. But I feel like we ended things with you refusing to acknowledge that you agreed to eat a pencil, and you told us we'd be hearing from your lawyers.
You know what? I have some clips. I've got some clips.
Oh.
Bring the clips.
Here's a clip.
How about this? Andrew, you owe Gavin $50.
I do, but I'm okay. Continue.
What if we double down? If you win the bet, that is absolved, right? And Gavin gives you $50. Okay, so it's initially a $100 swing. Mm-hmm. Your $50 debt is wiped out, and you receive $50 from Gavin. However, if you lose, you still owe Gavin the initial $50, but you must film yourself eating a leadless pencil.
Oh!
That wasn't me. That was my voice.
Oh!
That wasn't my voice.
But bonus clip.
Digital handshake on this, Andrew.
Digital handshake, okay.
You feel like we've got all the details that you wanted in there?
I feel like it. I'm a little opposed to the pennies, but
I'm a little worried about the safety of it. Should we check in with a doctor to make sure it's safe for you to eat a pencil on camera?
It's not safe. Of course it isn't.
I'm gonna win, so I'm not gonna eat the pencil.
Oh, shit!
Wasn't me. I rejected. That's my voice.
I
don't know where you got that recording from.
It is you,
Wasn't
though.
me.
Because
it didn't sound like me. I don't know. Maybe my reception's a little bad on this Discord call. It sounded nothing like me.
Jeff, what do you think? You think that was him?
Hoisted by his own petard. I heard it right there. He even responded in the clip to the name Andrew.
It's true.
I don't know if that was staged. I don't know what the context is for that clip. I couldn't really hear it due to the lag in the Discord chat. So I'm going to refrain from commenting specifically on that.
Well, my next question to
I
you
rejected that as mine.
Has your pencil arrived yet?
For what context? Because I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean?
I feel like, kind of regretting that digital handshake. I feel like maybe it meant nothing to you, Andrew.
Well, I don't. The clip you played was hard to hear. I
Right.
don't know what digital handshake you were talking about. I never agreed to eat a pencil.
I'm not really sure what to do about this. Like, the way you're acting, I'm not really sure how to handle it.
I was a little bit worried about this. I was concerned because we had a text conversation about this issue. And I was very clear then that not me. I never made that promise. I don't know what you're talking about. So as Geoff mentioned earlier, I created a legal team. I consulted some lawyers. I tracked down, I have 3 law students at varying levels and 1 straight up lawyer. And I have formed the Panton Defense Group. We have a Discord chat. And we've been discussing how to progress further with this. So I'm fine going to a judge we can all agree upon, some sort of arbitrator that can make this choice.
Right.
I think that should be the next step because I reject that I did that.
Have your lawyers seen Exhibit A and B that I just played? Have they heard
I
them?
have presented the things that you refer to as evidence to them, and they have discussed it. And they've come up with this document for me. I'll share in the Discord. It's a 2-parter. I have a legal doc for you to process, and I await further arbitration.
Arbitration?
Jeff,
It sounded like a fancy word.
Jeff, do you want to like read this aloud for us?
R.E. the pencil eating bet. Dear Geoff Ramsey and Gavin Free, we represent your colleague Andrew Panton in regard to this supposed pencil eating contract made between yourselves and our client. You have continued to incorrectly assert that our client agreed to wager, whereupon if he were to lose, he would consume a pencil, a dangerous and completely unreasonable act that no sane individual would undertake willingly. Yet here we are, I'd like to point out.
I'm a sane individual. I'd never make this
Our client
alleged agreement.
asserts, please sir, I'm reading. Our client asserts that when discussing the matter, Mr. Ramsey specifically stated that failure in completing the task would then require our client to orally consume a leadless pencil. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines a pencil as an implement for writing, drawing, or marking consistent of or containing a slender, cylindrical, or a strip of a solid marking substance. Thus, our client could not possibly have to a common understanding with Mr. Ramsey or Mr. Free on what he was to consume if he failed to complete the initial act, since by definition, a leadless pencil does not fit the meaning of the word pencil. Ergo, no contract was formed, and our client is under no obligation to perform the specified task.
He's getting out of it based on the technicalities of what a pencil is?
Welcome to the law, baby!
Yeah, fucking Bill Clinton built a defense around the word is and, succeeded. If a contract was formed, prior accounts have ruled when parties to a contract leave an integral term vague and undefined, the completing party is free to assign any meaning to the term as long as to coincide with the object. This is a fucking nonsense. These are words but put together mean nothing. Objective meaning of the term is commonly understood. As our client is a generous individual, he is willing to comply with initial agreement, although under... I gotta switch to the next fucking page. No obligation to do so, provided he is allowed to choose the pencil he is to consume at a later date and time. If you continue to assert that our client must comply with the unreasonable terms that you have laid out, we'll be forced to take legal action to protect the reputation and respectability of our client. Respectively, Harvey Birdman, I believe that's a cartoon, attorney at law. Okay.
Huh. Didn't expect that. I thought the letter would go on to sort of deny that it was Andrew to begin with. But the fact that he basically has now admitted that was him in the conversation. However, the definition of a pencil is what's collapsing around us.
I don't know what you're talking about, and I will be referring to all things going forward as a writing utensil based under my guidance.
So you'll be eating a writing utensil?
No, I won't be eating anything, and I'm unsure what a writing utensil is, but I'm told to say that.
Well, Gavin?
Huh.
How would you like to... well, first off...
What's annoyed me is that I didn't expect this, and I should have, because it's Andrew we're dealing with. I should have expected this. Huh.
I'm a very honorable guy. I just want what's fair. As a very honorable person...
There is zero honor here. There is zero honor. All you've done is denied that was you, and then you've just disappeared off the face of the planet and come back with a legal team.
No, well, I reject that. I think what you said was very hurtful, but I'm such a kind person, I'll forgive you for it. I think I'm just being honest and displaying the facts as I see them. And if we want to advance to having a impartial judge of some sorts, review both sides of our case, I'm open to that.
Okay. All right. Well, Gavin, it sounds to me like you probably need some sort of legal representation yourself. I don't know if you want to go the route Andrew went, or...
Can I just go twos up with you? That seems like less effort.
Well, listen, I'm glad you asked. I'm not a part of this bet. I view myself...
Oh, you are absolutely in.
I was a facilitator in the beginning. I was trying. Let me finish what I'm saying, kind sir. The point is, Andrew, you and Gavin, you guys wanted to have a bet. I was there to work as a middleman to help you both agree to the terms of the bet, thus making me an independent arbiter. I nominate myself as the judge in this arbitration.
That's pretty
your
impartial.
Nomination. There's no way you're impartial.
No, that's no. It's right, because
I have no skin in this game. I didn't come up with the bet.
He didn't come up with the bet. You and I did. He's not eating the pencil. You are. He's completely impartial.
All right, here's the deal,
Jeff,
Andrew.
Go ahead.
Here's the deal. This podcast has 3 members.
Yep.
3 stars, if you will. Andrew, Gavin, and Jeff. There is a person on one side of the bet and a person on the other side, and then that leaves one other person to be the independent arbiter. I'll say this in the terms of fairness. If you would rather it be Gavin, if you would rather Gavin be the independent arbiter, that's fine. But I think you're better off. I think you're better off with me than him.
I don't think we should restrict it necessarily to the 3 of us. I think an outside party, or even I'd do okay with Eric being a impartial arbiter. As the producer, I feel like he has to be impartial. But you are absolutely not impartial. You were claiming you were impartial in the text chain while also ordering writing utensils. I'm not having none of this impartial stuff.
He did. He was on Amazon buying pencils.
You know why? Because I was trying to facilitate the bet.
No.
I don't care who wins.
You absolutely
I don't care who loses. All I care about is that it's fair.
I feel as though the gentlemanly friendship that we had, the 3 of us, over all these years, over a decade, is crumbling away due to the erosion of dishonor, and it's sad to see.
I don't think there's any crumbling at all. I think it's just, we're figuring out where the truth is. I feel one way, you feel another.
This is some Trump level gaslighting here, buddy.
I feel like I gave.
I'm not the one trying to push for red hats.
I gave some pretty solid evidence, in my opinion. As someone who's definitely not impartial, I feel like the evidence was, the nail in the coffin for Mr. Panton and his legal representation.
You presented something. I don't know what I'd call it, but I will agree you presented a thing.
This is going to get expensive. It's going to get lengthy, but it could end with just a lovely consumed pencil.
No, I don't think it needs to be either of those. How about next episode? We'll discuss this. We'll go further. You can collect whatever evidence you want. I got my legal team. We'll come to whatever our judge decides. I will support because I'm an honorable man.
What you've caused here is that the audience are now listening to evidence in a legal trial.
Andrew,
Yes.
First off, I think that you're right. Whatever the judge decides, we should all live with. And I'd like to thank you for the show of faith.
No,
and
not you.
Believing in me.
Definitely not you.
I promise that I will weigh both sides.
Not you.
With the impartiality. Lady Justice is blind. I have seen. I've seen statues. She wears.
I would
a
rather
blindfold.
have Gavin be the judge than you. And my scale
That's
of
also
impartial.
fine.
But if there's anyone who would rather have me be wrong, it's Geoff. Geoff loves it when I'm wrong. He would be potentially unimpartial going the other way.
I'll be honest with you, Andrew. I'm still mad at him about the tattoo suit thing, and that was over a decade ago. You can't assume that
It is undeniably better content if I were to eat the writing utensil than if I didn't. And as someone who understands good content, you are impartial. You would absolutely want me to consume the writing utensil on the show.
Did you just admit that you're deliberately trying to remove content from our podcast?
No, not at all. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the scenario that was described by you is something that if it were to happen would be good content.
How about instead of going through this big legal ordeal, we just switch your little forfeit of the bet to something different? For example, setting off your fire extinguisher.
That sounds like someone who thinks they'll lose because they know they're in the wrong. So no, I don't think I need to compromise at all.
I'm trying to give you an easy out. I'm trying to open a new door for you here.
I don't need any other doors.
A door of honor.
The door of truth and honor is very easy to go through. I'm already there. I got my hand on the knob. We're just securing the details to advance.
Andrew, you're going to have to go through a door or you're going to eat one. You got two options, man.
I did talk about doors.
Yeah.
I'll admit to that.
Yeah.
That's how this whole thing started, isn't it?
Yeah, you told me you'd eat a door. I thought it was the funniest thing I'd ever heard.
Nah, I never said I'd eat a writing utensil. But I'm ready. I'll take both of you on. You do whatever resources you need. I feel very secure in my defense.
All right, motherfucker. How do you want this to go down next week, then? Next Thursday, we're going to record.
Yeah, I think we both compile what we want to compile, what we feel is evidence, and then we have a fake case. We have a little case here.
Fake?
Well, it's not like we're not a real judge.
And then who? And then okay, so I'm. You know what? I tried. I tried my hardest to be impartial and to be fair, and unfortunately, only Gavin was an adult. Which is a weird thing to even say. I don't like saying Gavin and adult in the same sentence, but I'm having to because Andrew is being so unreasonable. That I guess I'm unhonorable. Sure, I don't know if that's a word, but dishonorable is.
I'm saying I was being honorable. I was correcting you. You said a wrong statement. I was being honorable. Continue.
We'll bring it up in a suit because I'm on Gavin's side now. God damn it! I've been pulled into the fray. I didn't want to be, but here we are. Eric, you got to be our judge.
Okay. Yeah, I can judge this, I think.
Do you feel like you are impartial to Andrew's standards of being impartial?
I think I am because originally when we did this, I was on somebody's side, then I changed sides, but now I'm really waffling on how I feel about this whole thing. So I'm curious about what evidence is going to be coming my
did
way.
you, as an impartial judge, Eric, potentially, what did you think of my evidence that I brought today?
You can't ask the judge to review evidence. This is ridiculous.
It's not what the
It's
judge
very
does.
strong.
Yeah, but not now. Not now. I'm not ready for this discussion yet. The case is next week.
Okay, so we should leave this where it stands today, and
I
we'll
agree.
resume.
Next week we will have our decision. We'll discussion whatever legal term. I got way too excited when my law team said never mind.
Quid pro quo.
Yeah.
I'm suddenly feeling better about going against your Lord team.
So this is Panton v. Ramfree
Yes.
2020.
Why don't we take this to Judy? Forget the foot rub. Why don't we do
Panton-
this for real?
No. I don't want to. She seems very serious. I don't think she'd enjoy this.
Do you think someday this will be in a law book? It'll set precedent and it'll be known as the Panton defense?
It should. I don't see any way I lose this.
I bet we should get Judy to join the Discord or something.
You think so? Yeah, I should get her opinion. I'll see if anyone knows someone. I like this. We're set next week. This is exciting.
So we're having a trial next week.
Next week.
Oh,
Face
boy.
goes to trial.
Face goes to court.
I'll be honest, I thought the first legal issue we'd encounter would be the pretend store.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to bring up.
Yeah, I didn't expect the first and the second legal issue we encountered to be us.
Amongst the hosts.
This store went pretty well. People seem to like that store.
Yeah, well, it lit a fire under the RT store's ass because they contacted me about suddenly very interested in the Russian face hat shirt.
So it actually
design.
worked? Like they're actually going to make the hat now?
They get my. I don't know. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but they're aware of it, despite all the times we've told them about it.
Oh, there's no way they're not aware of it.
I did hear rumblings that the original response by our store team was that it was lukewarm. So now I'm glad that it's slightly hotter.
I really faced myself with that website too, by the way. I should have
Wow,
seen
how?
it coming. We talked about this, so I felt especially dumb that I didn't consider this as an issue at all. But so the podcast came out. People very excited about the site. Site got a lot of attention. And next thing I know, my emails are going off constantly. I'm getting constant notifications. And I knew this, but I never considered the fact that every form of contact page, or if you use the chat on that site, would lead to my personal email. I have gotten over 500 emails in the last day. Flooded with not the Rooster Teeth store customer requests.
That's some great engagement.
It's wonderful engagement, but not necessarily what you want in your personal email.
Dude, some of these are coming in like minutes apart. Wow. Yeah.
It's a lot, and it went on all day.
You really faced your inbox.
I did.
You did a
terrible.
good job. That's a pretty good facing there, Andrew.
Yeah, no, it's not the only one I did this week either. I really, this is a good face week for myself. I made some other errors. Geoff, I don't know if you talked to Gavin about this, but Geoff is full in the Garfield game now. He came from my throne. Geoff
Are you serious?
has entered my turf. He's come to my corner. I got some things to say about Garfield. Fuck Garfield. Fuck Garfield. Fuck that game. That game's a piece of shit. That is not a kid's game. That is a fucking evil, brutal piece of shit game. The rubber banding in that game is ridiculous.
No
and that game fucking cheats. And the pizza cup can suck my pizza cock. I hate it. It fucking cheats every fucking time. And to get Gavin, here's the fucking problem with the game, right? You can do time trials on every fucking lap. That's fine. Or on every course. That's fine. There's like 16 courses, I think. Or 12? 16? Whatever. But you can like bullshit level your car and your character up. It's basically like this car goes fast but has shitty steering. This car has good brakes but shitty speed, right? But there is this character is a douchebag and this character but they all have it all evens out. But then they offer these spoilers that you can unlock, and the spoilers do give a little bit of a boost, like above the normal. And you can't win, you can't set any world records without those fucking spoilers. I'll tell you that right now. However, to get a spoiler, you have to come in, you have to get gold in a cup, a specific cup for the one I want, the pizza cup. Now, it's not just coming in gold. Gold is like winning the circuit, right? You know, it's 4 races, you come out on top over the course of 4 races. No, the unspoken rule is you have to come in first on every race, 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row to unlock this fucking spoiler, and that is bullshit.
It's not that hard.
It is.
It's really easy.
I'm not good at racing games. I'm not good at games.
So you're saying you can't even get the spoiler that would give you a chance to tackle Andrew's times.
That is exactly what I'm saying. I think that I could beat one of Andrew's times if I didn't have to beat the game trying to cheat against me for 4 straight matches. Because it's a kart racer, right, dude? So there's fucking power-ups. There's pillows that will put you to sleep. There are fucking aliens that will abduct your car right at the finish line. It is fucking nonsense.
It's a kart racer for kids. It's fun.
It's not for kids.
It is. It's a
for
great
kids
kids
at
game.
all.
It's a really well-made game.
That game's like Thunderdome. It's brutal. And I don't like it. I'm not done with it yet. I haven't given up on it completely. We'll see if I get lucky. I try a couple times a day just to see how many races I can get into on the fucking Pizza Cup before the game cheats and fucking ruins my day.
What course do you struggle on, or are you just kind of all over the place right now?
All over the place, man. All over the place. I've gotten first on 3 of the 4 courses, but only once in one go through.
Well, I know you, Geoff, and I'd heard you're complaining a lot. You're constant whining about your inability to win in the Pizza Cup.
Yes.
And I didn't struggle with that at all. I had no problem with it. I talked to other people that struggle with it. I thought there have been some updates to this game. Maybe it's harder than it used to be. So I made a new Xbox account to start over. I wanted a fresh start. And because I'm such a good friend, I'm such an honorable guy, as I've been saying this whole time, I named my second account after you, is what I did. And I loaded into that Pizza Cup. I thought, I'm going to start at the 100, the medium difficulty, then go hard. Won the first 3 races, realized I was on hard. I didn't even know it. That's how easy it is. I was on hard the whole time. Beat the Pizza Cup, first try, no problem. Then thought, you know what? Geoff is never going to be able to do this. He doesn't have the skill. He doesn't have the talent. He doesn't have the natural lasagna gene in him like I have. I'm going to be a good friend. I'm going to get fake Geoff on this leaderboard. I'm going to get him nice and number 2 so he can feel good about himself, but he's never going to hit the top because it's not in him. I don't need to worry about that. Except then the unexpected happened and I beat my own time by accident. So fake Geoff is currently number 1 on Play Misty for me. I'm number 2.
I did it, baby! I'm the best!
I did that on Saturday. I played all weekend. I can't beat that time. I am stuck in second place because I beat myself as fake Geoff.
I like that you try to create these competitions. Either no one shows up for them because they don't care, or they're literally not good enough, so you play as them, and you beat yourself as them.
Gavin, I guarantee you I could beat him on a time trial. A time trial, it's just racing. It's just you versus the course.
Any track, anywhere, any day.
But to be fair, look at those times.
It's the cart shit that kills you.
He's got like 7 seconds now on the next person.
I know what those times are. I've competed. I understand how I've not. The closest I came was within like 23 seconds of one of his times, and that's because I can't get that goddamn spoiler.
I don't think that matters. But you did it. Now I'm stuck in second, so I'm playing against myself.
Yay, I did it.
Are you gonna go try and get your number 1 time back, or can you sit there knowing that it was actually you who's number 1 right now?
No, I can't live with that. I need my name up there and that number 1 with the gold. So I'm gonna keep at it.
Everyone's looking at Geoff's name now. No one's looking at you anymore.
Yeah, it's a sad sight. Can't have it. And speaking of bets, we kind of made a bet last week, Gavin, didn't we? We're doing a time thing, right? I think we kind of left that open.
Yeah.
Do you feel good about that still, or did you actually try and now you've realized it was a mistake?
No. What I did was that it's a long game. I'm gonna just announce that I have a better time than you.
This is what I think we should do.
Okay.
I'm gonna chime in because we had some discussion about this, but I kind of zoned out last time, so I missed it. So maybe I'm repeating what we said. I think once you issue that time, how many hours? 16, right?
Yeah.
Let's knock it to 12 because that's a better number.
Okay.
Go down to 12. Once you announce the time, it can only be one time, but once you announce that time, I have 12 hours to beat it. You have 12 hours to respond if I do. And we just go back and forth until it's over.
Okay, I beat one of your times.
Which one did you beat? Oh, fuck, wait. What time is it? Okay. What time?
I didn't really. I just wanted to freak you out.
I was very nervous.
Oh my God.
But that's how it's going to go. It's going to be 1 week, in the future.
Great.
When I do that.
Hey, Gav?
I'm thrilled for it.
Gav, just as an aside, how do you feel entering into a new bet with Andrew in the middle of him taking you to court for your last bet?
I'm not taking him. I'm defending myself. If anything, he's taking me to court.
Look, even if we may be entangled in a giant legal battle internally, I feel like the show must go on, And
I appreciate that you're a professional, but do you have any confidence that when you win this bet, like you won the last one, he'll pay up?
No, actually, because apparently evidence means nothing, and you could just hire 3 dipshits and a lawyer to write some crap down. But I'm just gonna have to give him a second chance on the whole honor thing. See if he can redeem
very
himself.
honorable guy.
Yeah.
Evidence isn't evidence until it's deemed it's evidence.
Can we get a 3 dipshits and a lawyer legal firm t-shirt made? I would love business cards.
I feel like maybe the next letter will be slightly more aggressive now.
I came to terms. That's the other thing. That was an area we left off. You had your idea for your bet. I don't remember what even your idea was, but I didn't have anything for if I won the bet. And I have my bet.
So you're saying if you beat it within 12 hours, I then get a 12-hour
You then,
response period.
it bounces back to you. It becomes a volley at that point until whoever is stuck with it loses.
Got it. Okay, got it. I mean, that sounds fair.
And what happens if I lose this bet?
Is there any point in us even discussing anything?
No, I think there's definitely a point. We didn't come to terms last time. I know what I want.
And is this you I'm talking to now? Is this you, Andrew Panton, or is
This is
not
Andrew
you, like the other
Panton
one?
talking
Okay.
very clearly.
Right.
Yeah.
Andrew Panton from Vancouver Island, Canada?
Yep.
Okay.
And
Yes.
what do you want in return for my losing of this challenge?
If I win, I don't remember what you said last time, but if I win, you have to eat a stick of gum of my choice. Has to stay in your mouth for at least a minute. At least 10 chews. I can pick any gum I want, though. Long as I don't tamper with it. No tampering.
At least, I don't understand. What did you just, what? What did you
I'm
just
saying, I'm trying to cover all my angles here, because, like, if I say you need to eat a stick of gum, you could just put it in your mouth, bite it, and then, like, spit it out, and then it's over.
So is the gum's going to be, like, disgusting or spicy or something?
I get to pick a piece of gum of my choice. 60 seconds in your mouth. Minimum 10 chews.
But it can't be used.
No, it can't be used.
Okay. I don't want
Unused.
some-
No, that's
we're not
fucking
gonna do that
gross.
gum wall in
I didn't even
Seattle
consider
again.
that. That'd be
Yeah.
terrible. No used gum. It'd be a piece of gum nobody's had in their mouth before. Nobody's tampered with in any way. Out of the package, your gum.
I need to do some pre-research. I'm just going to Google, okay, worst gum
Andrew, can I ask a question?
flavor.
Yeah, go ahead.
How old is this gum?
I'd see any stick. I can pick a stick of gum.
Oh, there's blue cheese gum? Oh, you could really make me have some filth.
Could it be like a piece of gum stuck to like a Gary Carter 1981 baseball card from like a pack of Fleer that's just been stuck in the pack for 35 years?
I'm just arguing for any piece of gum.
Can we have like a date since manufacture sort of deal?
What do you mean by that?
I just don't want to eat gum that's over like a decade old.
Oh, no, I don't. I'm not comfortable giving those terms. I want to open up all my options.
Starting to learn more about.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I could go spicy, as you said. Blue cheese gum sounds great.
Ooh.
I will say, I guess I'll agree to this, but I don't want to eat any cinnamon flavored gum.
Hey,
Okay.
on the bright side, Gav,
I'm such a nice guy. I'll agree to that.
Okay.
If you lose, you can always pretend you didn't do it.
Yeah.
You can
That's
just pretend
ridiculous.
like you can pretend like you're not you right now.
No.
Yeah, I didn't make it to Face 16 recording. I was away.
Yeah.
Who would do this? This is very dishonorable. What you're suggesting, Geoff.
I'm
agree.
just blown away that you're committing some of these statements about honor to tape after we've taped all the other stuff. On
I don't
tape.
know what you mean. I'm a very honorable, respectful, kind person. I think we all would agree to this.
Yeah.
Do you not agree to that? I feel like that's a pretty clear statement. And I think
So
it's-
if I win,
'Kay.
am I also picking gum?
no, so whatever you want. I think you had an idea last week. I don't remember what that was, but whatever you want to go with, I'm open to hear your ideas.
Was it that you eat a pencil?
I don't know. I mean, there have been discussions about writing utensils. I don't remember if it was applied to that.
You could have got out of this in a much easier way, by the way, if you'd have just said that, you could make a pencil out of cake and just eaten it. You could have made this so simple, but you went
No.
down this legal battle route, and I think you've backed yourself into a corner now.
No, I think we're gonna figure out what happens with this writing utensil, and if I have to eat one, then I will. So I'm a man of honor.
All right, okay, I'll eat gum, you eat pencil. How about that?
Sure, yes,
Sorry.
Deal.
I'll eat gum, you eat writing utensil.
yep, I'll agree to that. No problem. Hey, do you want to do a digital handshake?
Okay, yeah, I think they always work. So
Yeah.
let's do one of those.
Got it. Okay,
All right. Yep,
that felt good.
that was it.
Okay. It's official. Now this has nothing to do with the previous pencil bet.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, this is a separate future legal issue.
What is a pencil?
Yeah, boy. Hey, Gavin.
Yeah.
Have you faced yourself any in the last week?
I don't know, Jeff, because in my notes for face, I've written down bog roll folders, but I don't remember what that is. So if anyone has any ideas on what I was thinking or talking about there, please let me know.
Bog roll.
Bog roll is like toilet roll.
Bog roll is like a toilet paper.
Toilet roll.
It's British for toilet paper.
Yeah.
Oh, how do you not know what that is? That's so specific. It's a weird
I don't know,
thing to.
I feel like Jeff and I both suffer from, past versions of ourselves leaving crappy notes.
Well, when would you have left that note? Like, what is the time frame typically on a note?
This was left for me on the 31st of August.
So 3 days ago.
Okay.
And it's underneath no double anus, swapped bike brakes, hashtag Jeff lies about driver's license price.
Oh, I told you one time that it cost $1,000 to get a driver's license in America, and I had you convinced for a long time. Back when $1,000 was a scary amount of money to you, and you were trying to figure out how the fuck you would pay for it.
I think you said it was like $3,000 to get.
Maybe I did.
Maybe
I did.
And then I just didn't go. Like I was like reading all the driving books when I got to America, and then I never went. And now I've lived here for 8 years and I don't have a driver's license.
I will say that was kind of a face in myself though, because you lived with me most of those early years, and I definitely intentionally scared you away. And I don't think, Gav, I don't think we've ever talked about this before on a podcast. Maybe years ago, but I don't think so. That I do think I should take partial credit for you not having a driver's license, because I let that go for a long time.
You didn't tell me that you lied about it until like 8 months later.
Yeah,
and I'd already thought like.
I don't think I told you about it. I think Becca or somebody was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And that's how it came out.
You lied about that, and then like 8 months later, you told me, "Hey, I lied to you about something." You didn't tell me what it was. So I was like racking my brain. I was like, "When?" And you're like, "Since the day you moved here and today, I told you a major lie." And I think it was actually to get back at me for the freaking tattoo suit thing.
It was, but it didn't work. I still am mad about it.
It turned out to be a face on you. But I remember thinking like, I've just moved countries. I don't have any stuff here. I don't have any credit. It's so hard to buy things, so I need to like save up cash. And I was just like, yeah, I guess I'll just wait until I get my license, because I live, I ride with Jeff sometimes, so I probably bought other, essentials. And then I just never got a driver's license.
I never realized I faced myself until right now.
That was, you thought you were screwing me over. You screwed you and everyone else over.
I'm sorry.
You faced like half of Austin.
I did. Oh, man.
I feel like it's still Gavin's facing because he didn't do any research. He didn't look into it at all. It's just like that. I don't imagine.
Look, my research was talking to a friend that I trusted, and that was my first mistake.
You trusted Jeff?
Yeah, kinda. We were talking about other serious stuff. He was like,
"This was definitely your fault."
He was telling me all this valuable information, like, you want to, 401k, do it as early as possible, do it as young as possible, get retirement going now, today. And I was like, oh god. And then you were like, driving's really expensive here, though. How much does it actually cost to take a driving test here?
Oh, I have no fucking clue. $50? I don't know.
It's not. It's a low amount.
Like, I don't know. Does Eric, do you know? Have you gotten a driver's test recently? It's like gotta be less than $100.
Yeah, it's gotta be pretty cheap, but no, I haven't gotten a driver's test recently.
But it's not $3,000.
Did you assume that was a one-time thing for like the test? Like, you can fail the test. Could you imagine failing a $3,000 driving test?
That's why it's such a big deal.
To do it again.
I don't know. Looking back on it, I'm an idiot for believing it, but it was just like information overload. Like, we were talking about all the differences between our country. $25? Are you serious? It's $25.
If you're between the ages of 15 and 18, the cost is $16. If you're 18 to 85, the cost is $25.
Why is it more for me?
Because you're an idiot. It's an idiot tax.
Well, if you wait until you're over 85, it is $9.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my god!
You need to wait. You need to wait until you're past that age. First day you're past, you take that test. Are we talking written? Did you at least do the written test, or is this just to do the writing test?
It was so off-putting. I didn't do anything further in my driving endeavor.
But you're aware there are multiple tests, right?
Yeah.
So did you think one cost for all of them, or like each time, like $3,000 for written, $3,000 for driving?
No, I assumed it was $3,000 for like the
The whole deal.
practical license.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta say, I realized that I unintentionally fucked myself into making myself drive you around town for years. Still, honestly, I mean, if we're in a pandemic, so we're not seeing each other. But if we were, I'd still be driving your dumbass around. But I have to say, and that was back in my drinking days, so I don't have the best memory of it. But coming to you and telling you that I've been lying to you about something major for 8 months is a really funny, cool thing to do. And I'm very proud that I did that. That's fucking cool.
And it just came out of nowhere. You were just like, I guess you remembered that line. You were just like, I've lied to you. And I was, honestly, for months, I was just racking my brain. I was like, what's all this stuff? And I was like, is it something small? And you were like, no, it's major.
Man. That reminds, fuck, that's awesome. I didn't fuck myself this week. Face myself. I didn't fuck myself or face myself this week, but I fucking almost did with a face from 33 years ago.
Oh God,
What happened?
Well, when I was like 9 or 10, I made a blow dart out of a pencil and some nails, and it was just I was just fucking around in the bathroom, and I was shooting nails out of the blow dart gun at the. I was trying to break the mirror in my fucking house. I don't know why. I was trying to break the bathroom mirror by shooting nails at it. It's one of those things where it's like you realize, like, I would have gotten in so much fucking trouble. I did get in so much trouble, but I would have gotten in so much different trouble if I had shattered a bathroom mirror. I don't know why that made sense to me at the time, but anyway, I was trying to do it, and in the process of doing it, I had a misfire, and the nail was like kind of hanging out the edge of the blow dart, and so I tried to suck it back up to blow it again.
No.
Yeah. So what I did was I inhaled a nail, and it was stuck in my throat, like poking into the side of my fucking throat, and so I went like, and every time I tried to swallow I could feel the nail like digging into the inside of my like
Jesus
fucking
Christ
windpipe, and it was terrifying and painful in a way that I hope you don't have to feel. So I went to my mom and I was like, I ate a nail, and she's like, don't swallow. What are you doing? And I'm like, it hurts to swallow. It's stabbing me, and she's like, oh my god, don't lay down. And so like she put me in the back of the car and she made me lay down, and we went straight to the emergency room, and I had to get x-rays of my fucking chest and my everything, and sure enough, there was a nail wedged in my throat, and they like, I don't remember, I'm a little hazy on this part, but they like shook me or something. Anyway, they got the nail out of my throat.
Oh yeah, the old nail shake. Everyone's favorite doctor maneuver.
They got the nail out of my throat somehow, and I could finally breathe again. And then it was just in me. And my mom was like, what the fuck do we do now? And the doctor goes, it'll probably come out in the next few days in his stool. If it doesn't, we'll probably know in another way.
oh.
And she goes, so what do we do? And he goes, just like go about your day, live normally, and then every time he takes a shit, look through it, I guess, until you see the nail come out, and then you'll know you're good. Well, so for like a week after that, or maybe a little bit longer, I would have to like investigate my poop every time I pooped to see if there was a nail sticking out of it. And there never was. Fast forward to last week, I had to get an MRI. And an MRI...
What does the M stand for in MRI, Geoff?
It stands for magnet, or magnetic, where they stick you in, looks like a 70s sci-fi machine, kind of like a CAT scan, and then it whirls around in a circle all around you in a really close space, and you can't move one muscle for 30 minutes while it takes a magnetic image of your, I don't know exactly. They explained it. It sounded like science class. I was bored. But the problem is it's highly magnetized. So if you have any old fillings, or if you have any metal in your head, or that it can pull it out and, go through you and into it could wreck you. I imagine you would explode like in a cartoon. And so they go through all the things, and I'm like, and it was a big deal because I have that reconstructed jaw, and I have like 22 screws in my mouth, and I have some metal lattice work and stuff. And there was a lot of debate over whether the screws are definitely titanium, but whether the lattice work would have some sort of other metal components, because I got it done in the 90s, and it was the dark ages in the 90s, and I can't guarantee that there wasn't some other kinds of metal anyway. So they gave me like a little ball to squeeze. And he was like, the second you feel your face pulling up, squeeze that ball, and hopefully we'll stop it in time before you explode. You know?
Hopefully.
And so I'm laying there, and I'm just like feeling my teeth and feeling my face and just like waiting for anything to feel magnetic. And then it hit me. I hadn't thought about it for 20 years. There might be a fucking missile in my stomach still, and I might just be laying here, and then suddenly I feel like a gurgle, and then a 30-year-old nail shoots through my stomach, out my belly button and into the thing, and then I just fucking deflate like a balloon. And so I had to lay in there for 40 minutes while I just it was perfectly still and just tried to feel if the nail was moving around in my stomach. And it didn't. I must have shit that nail out a long time ago, but I didn't know, and I had forgotten about it until I was 10 minutes into that MRI. And I'm just gonna say I'm happy to be here with you right now.
Like the idea of you being in the machine as it's spinning, like, oh shit.
Yeah. I had to fill out so much paperwork, Gavin, about anything that could possibly be in me. I called my mom. I was like, what about this? What about this? No, the whole deal. I was super paranoid about it. I took off everything. And and then I just slipped my mind until I was laying in there with my thoughts, trying to feel my fillings and my teeth.
That means she also forgot about the nail.
Yeah, well,
that's insane.
I'm just her only child. Why would she remember?
I like that you potentially shat a nail without feeling
I must have because it didn't come out this time.
How big was the nail?
I want to say it was like 1.5 inches long.
Okay.
2 inches
not
long,
awful.
maybe. Not awful. Like maybe from your knuckle to the top of your finger. You know, your first. Yeah. Like not your baby knuckle, but like your real like punch. You know. Yeah, 2 inches. Anyway, but I'm happy to say I'm alive and I survived. And another fun thing about it, this is where my body faced me on the other end. I got the results of the MRI, because I thought because my shoulder doesn't work anymore, and because I'm left-handed and it's my left side, and I can only lift like 3 pounds, and I'm useless as a human being. Turns out I didn't fuck up my rotator cuff. I just have a whole bunch of old people arthritis.
You've got arthritis?
Arthritis in my shoulder and my chest. A good case of arthritis, as the doctor said, or the orthopedist said. He said, wow, you got yourself a hefty case of arthritis there for a young guy like you. And, yeah.
I like that whenever you do an injury or you have a condition, it's always to its like maximum extent. Like when you ripped your thumb tendon open so much that he was like, the doctor was like, oh no, it's so much worse than worse than these two things that could have happened.
He goes, there's 2 ways to cut your tendon. You can cut it long ways across the tendon, like down the length of it, which is good because it's easier for us to sew it back together. Or you can sever it in half, right? Where we have to reconnect it, like you cut a pencil in half. Like say you were going to eat a pencil, you didn't want to eat a long pencil, you'd cut it in half, right? And I go, which way did I cut my finger? Did I cut my tendon? And he goes, oh no, son. He called me son. He goes, son, yours is so much worse than that. And I go, well, there's only 2 ways. How can it be worse? And he goes, yours is shredded. He goes, yours is more mangled than cut. And I was like, fuck. And that's why my thumb doesn't work totally. But yeah, anyway, so.
I think we've learned a lot today. We've learned a lot. We never figured out what bog roll folders meant, but maybe in future that'll come back to me.
Andrew, I'm excited. I'm excited for you to eat this pencil.
I'm not going to be eating any writing utensils.
It sounds like there's a good chance you're going to eat 2.
Next week is the face trial number 1, first of many by the sounds of it.
No, I think we only need 1. I think we're good. 1. I mean, unless you need more time. I feel very confident in my.
I'm not talking about for this one case. I'm just gonna say if you're gonna jeb up these bets in future, then, we're gonna have several more.
I would never do this. What you're accusing me of is something I never even consider.
Andrew and I were talking the other day, Gavin, about we got this guy Bussy. I think Tom Martin is his name.
The guy who was traded for a bus.
Traded for a
Yes.
bus. I have his rookie card right here in front of me, or his only card. Yeah. And Andrew started looking up other people. There was a guy who was traded for, was it like a box of used baseballs?
Yes. He was traded for a box of used baseballs, and I read the story behind it is amazing. The photographer didn't want him to do that. Like, I guess he'd taken so many minor league cards, he wanted to do something original, and the guy was very serious. And so the only way he could convince the photographer to take the picture is he had every single other player on his team agree they would not sign their rights for the cards to be made unless he took that photo. And so then he was like, oh, fuck, okay, we'll do it. And so he crazy glued a baseball to his nuts on the pants, and it was starting to fall off as he was taking the photo. So he's just frantically yelling at the guy to take the picture, and he was very happy. It's a great card.
It's a great card. I want that card. There was a guy who was traded, a basketball guy who was traded for, I think he was traded to the Celtics or from the Celtics preseason, so that they wouldn't have to, like, the trade was, we'll trade you this player if you agree to play 2 of the preseason games for us so we don't have to play them.
Was that what it was? I interpreted it as like adding preseason games.
Oh, adding preseason games?
That's
I thought
how
he was
I interpreted it.
I thought it was like, we don't want to play these 2 preseason games, so if you'll agree to play them, we'll take this player. And then there was the one that was fucking dark. There was a guy who was traded for 10 used bats or 10 baseball bats. Was it 10? I think it was
something
10.
like that. Yeah.
And well, it became tragic.
That wasn't the dark part.
That's not the dark part. He was in the minor leagues, and he got traded for these baseball bats. And unfortunately, I think he got traded to a Canadian team, right? But then he had a felony or something, and so they wouldn't let him cross. They wouldn't let him cross over from the U.S. into Canada, so he couldn't join the team. And so then they were kind of stuck. So then they tried to reverse the trade, but they didn't want him. So then the Canadian team, since they couldn't bring him into Canada to play for them, they didn't know what to do. So they traded him to another team for 10 or 20 baseball bats, right? Which is very funny, except then the next game when he went to the new team, they started playing the Batman theme every time he played. I think he was a pitcher, and it got into his head. They started calling him Batman and Batboy, and it got into his head. And the audience started to heckle him every time he would play, and even I read the umpires heckled him, and he washed out of baseball like 2 weeks later, and then he got into heavy drugs and died of an overdose.
Oh, that is way darker than the story you told me. You left out the information I got. None of that was there. You edited a lot.
So what was your dark version?
I did some additional
His dark
reading.
version was that just the guy played baseball and then he partied one night and things got out of hand and he tragically died. I had no concept of any of the other stuff.
I cut out the part where he washed out of baseball and stuff. Yeah, I was still reading about it when I was talking to you about it. Really sad story. He died on election day, I think 2016.
Woof.
Yeah.
That's a woof.
That's a woof. It's sad. It's like it's funny to think of getting traded for some baseballs or a bus or whatever, and then you hear the dark side of what it's like to be traded and how it affects you, and it's suddenly not as funny. Yeah.
Is Coolio okay?
I think he's fine. I think he's doing just fine.
Do we have more Instagram followers than Coolio yet?
Oh, I don't think we're anywhere close. I think we have 2,000 or 3,000. but that's a good point. You should follow us, Face Pod, on Instagram. I think we put up our faces, the faces you and I drew. I think today we're putting up Andrew's face, the one that he drew. Not that anybody gives a shit.
The original face?
Because it's way, it can't be the original.
Too late.
It can't be the original face if it's the third one presented.
Face. It is the original face. You're trying to copy my face. Yeah, because I had the original face, and why did you draw your face?
It may have been slightly more impressive if you pulled out an actual original from like back in the day when you learned about it. But just draw it a new one. That wasn't original.
I don't have anything from back then. I couldn't do that. But you wouldn't have your face if it wasn't for my face. So I have the original face.
You know what I was thinking? This is kind of, is it the face and face? Is this the official face? Andrew's drawing?
That's actually an interesting question.
We don't have to answer it right now, but it's something to think about.
Yeah, it might be. Technically.
I think Eric is on his third copy and paste for the end of the podcast. So.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, I guess he's the announcer, not the ender, so I'll do it. Hey, this has been another episode of Face. I believe it was episode 16, but I can never keep that straight. Thank you for listening. It would be really cool if you rate us 5 stars on whatever podcast platform you use, and subscribe to us if you haven't already. And please, please, please tell your friends if Face is going to take over the world and shit on the mouth of all other podcasters. Think of us at the top of the pyramid, just like our podcast turds rolling downhill into the mouths of like the Joe Rogans and the Mark Marons and the other like famous podcasters of the world. You can help do that by telling your mom and your dad to listen to it.
Tell them about the big trial
for us.
next week.
Yeah, tune in for the big trial next week and watch what happens when Andrew is over prepared and Gavin completely and totally forgot about it until 10 minutes before.
Are we going to do sentencing next week?
It's up to Eric.
3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go.